Welcome back to the Casting Toss CEDH podcast. I'm Blake.
I'm Chase, and today we're covering the Steel City Spectacular 20K event from this past weekend.
Dude, this event was massive.
Yeah, so, and maybe just to kind of address something real quick. I know that in our podcast episode that came out this week, we kind of more so talked about, actually, no, last week. It was last week. I'm lagging behind on things. This is last week. We talked about things for the Invitational, kind of preparing for that. Today we're covering a different event, other than the Invitational that took place, these events taking place at the same time. I believe that Critical said that they were going to go more in depth with the actual Invitational, especially since they had a lot of representation from their channel competing in the event and things like that. So if you want to hear more about the actual Top Deck Invitational, go check out Critical EDH and listen to what they have to say on that and their perspectives on the event and the decks probably that they competed against. So, but that is not the event we are talking about today. We're talking about the Steel City Spectacular. This is nuts. You watched some of this.
Yeah.
I did not get the opportunity to do it, but 514 players.
That's a huge event.
For a 20K event. That's insane. That's wild.
Yeah, no, that's a huge event.
And some pretty interesting decks in this.
Oh, yeah.
Top 16
Oh,
here. So, you ready to start on this one?
Yeah.
All right. So, in 16th place, we have Kevin on Chatterfang, Squirrel General, with 4 wins and 5 losses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've covered Kevin's list before.
I think we have too.
I believe so, because I think he did really well at Mortal Kombat whenever Critical hosted their event. But yeah, there's lots of ways to make a ton of mana and do like certain loops with Chatterfang, like the Warren Soul Trader and Chatterfang. And then if you have some sort of like Blood Artist type of effect, or even like this Disciple of the Vault, you have ways to like loop through artifacts, like slowly burning out the table.
Mm-hmm.
You make extra artifacts with like the Academy Manufacturer. Just basically that's essentially the win line is you're using, like I said, like Blood Artisty type of effects, making lots of mana, using the Chatterfang Squirrel to then sack to the Soul Trader again. You can essentially make as much mana as you have life, unless you have something that can gain you life, and in that instance you're going to go like mana positive. You're essentially going to go positive. And then you just kind of repeat that process from there.
Yeah. No. I think that's pretty cool. It's a unique strategy. I think especially within like the Golgari colors, because typically whenever I see green and black, like I feel like my go-to is seeing just the Weatherbloom Apprentice and like Chain of Smog stuff. But it looks like they are more so just like full sending it into the Chatterfang stuff as opposed to going that direction. I actually kind of like that a little bit more.
Just out of curiosity, how much life do you gain whenever you sack a food? Is it 2 or 3?
I think it's 3.
3. Okay, I was just curious because like Academy Manufacturer with like the Warren Soul Trader and the Chatterfang loop, that would be infinite, correct? Because you would make 3 treasures off of the like sacking the squirrels with the Warren Soul Trader, but then you only need 2 of the treasures to sack a food to gain back that 3 life. So every time you net a mana, correct?
That sounds correct.
So then you could net infinite mana that way. You would get infinite clues and food, but you would lose like some of the tokens on the way, and then the clues allow you to like go through your deck, correct? So you can start drawing out your deck,
right?
And you'll.
Well, and what is interesting, you were talking about the Blood Artist effects. Yeah. I'm not seeing a Blood Artist.
That's what I was saying. I don't see anything.
Utilizing the food tokens of themselves to gain that life back, as opposed to an actual creature or anything like that.
It looks like the Blood Artist type of effect is that Disciple of the Vault. Because eventually, once you can find that, then you just start sacking all of your artifacts, and then each opponent just starts losing a life. It makes sense because you're probably not wanting to fill the deck with like a ton of bad cards to begin with. Yeah. And the thing about Blood Artist type of effects is they're one-sided. Like if a creature is gonna die, like the creature dying part of it is going to be only for you, if that really makes sense. Whereas like a Disciple of the Vault, if anybody puts like an artifact into a graveyard, they're gonna lose a life. So even if somebody says, "Hey, we're gonna start doing like Underworld Breach," and stuff like that, and they've already like ad-naused and they went kind of low, and they crack that LED, all of a sudden Disciple of Vault's like, ping you.
Yep.
And then they go, oh, I can't do this combo now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, Disciple kind of acting as like almost this like pseudo stacks piece in way, but also finisher. It does kind of make me wonder because we're seeing I see the Springheart Nantuko as well in this, which that has become a card that we've kind of more so associated with the lands decks. I was kind of looking down to see if there's any kind of synergies with the lands, not so much in particular, but I mean, being able to copy a Disciple, being able to copy an Orcish Bowmaster, being able to copy like the Pitiless Plunderer or the Academy Manufacturer and get, continuing to get other, clues, treasures, or food, whatever you need. I do think it's kind of neat and cool there. It gives you more bodies too. So it's going to be able to help fuel the War and Soul Trader. Like even with the Springheart on its own, like anytime a land comes in, you make a creature token. Oh, that's another treasure through the War and Soul Trader. So I do think that that's neat. And then I'm also seeing that Protean Hulk right there, which I feel like it's a deck like this can actually like make the most use of Hulk right now. Like between this and we still see Bloodpod in our local meta.
Yeah.
But just being able to like, for paying 1 life and sacrificing the Protean Hulk to the War and Soul Trader. Oh, guess what? Now you can assemble the rest of whatever combo that you need. Plus, I think they're running stuff like I did see I see a Saw in Half down here in the instances. Like, so potentially just being able to like saw in half your Protean Hulk and then like going and getting whatever you need. Oh, now I have 2 more Protean Hulks. Let me just sack both of them to the War and Soul Trader, get more combo pieces that I need.
Well, not only that, I was even thinking about like you Nantuko like a Protean Hulk, and now you're getting like multiple of these Hulk type of effects.
Oh yeah.
Well, not that you would need something like that, but that's still, even that's pretty interesting in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like after 1 Hulk, you've probably got the win line.
Yeah, you should have the Hulk. In hand, but
are they on? I didn't look, but are they on Defense Grid and stuff like that?
I didn't see that.
Doesn't look like it.
I mean, they are on they're on Conqueror's
Flail.
Yeah, they are on that. Skull Clamp, I like seeing that there because you are making a bunch of 1/1s. One thing I do think is cool is that if you did have a way of like, I guess being able to make multiple Protean Hulks, they have Dryad Arbor.
That's what I was thinking too.
In it. So if they, but the Springheart would fall off.
Well, no, because what I was thinking is like if you play a land for turn after that, so you make the Insect Hulk, and then or you make the Hulk copy, you eat it basically.
You eat the copy.
You get to go get all of the things. Dryad Arbor comes in, another Landfall Trigger. You make another Hulk, and then you get to eat it again, and go and do more. Yeah. So, I mean that's pretty cool. I was actually curious if they had the Dryad Arbor in the list. I think Urza Saga in this just also seems really good. Like I said, just people may think that like we're fine. Like there's no way that they get to go for the win right here. They're fine.
Then they drop a
Vexing Bauble. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoops, that really changed the way that. Or heck, you're just like, man, you know what? I got a bunch of squirrels chilling because I've been making all these tokens, and all of a sudden they're like, what do you get off that Urza Saga? They're like a Soul Ring, and then here comes Skull Clamp.
Yeah, and you just draw out your deck basically.
Yeah, you're like, that's fine. Yeah.
Get everything to hand, and then like you get a win attempt pretty much stopped. Okay, I have everything that I'm in green, so I can make a bunch of mana anyway. So I'm just gonna try to keep going for it again. So yeah.
No, and then I'm just looking at a couple other things. One thing that I noticed, like they're on a couple of. Are they on? Let me look. I'm just taking a quick once over again. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. I didn't know. I noticed that like if you go to the lands, they're on a forest and a swamp, and then a snow-covered forest and a snow-covered swamp. So I thought that maybe they would be on like something like Tainted Pact, but I don't think I see Tainted Pact in the list. So yeah, I don't see it. I'm just not catching it. So I didn't know. I didn't know if there was specifically a reason as to why they were choosing to do that. But anyways, I mean, the list looks really good. Yeah. And we've covered this list before. So, I mean, it looks like he's just continuing to like hone the list a little bit more each time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So congrats, Kevin, on 16th place. All right. In 15th place, we have Sky Pavlov on Blue Farm with 4 wins, 4 losses, and a draw.
Immediately, I like the inclusion of like the Flame Scroll Celebrant, just like to have that backside.
Yeah. I know you would.
Oh,
of course you would.
Of course.
Yeah, but what I like is the inclusion of the Stormkilling Artist.
I do like that too.
Because that's something that we've kind of seen some Blue Farm lists starting to pick up on here. I don't know how many from the Invitational ran it, but I didn't keep track of that, and that's not the event we are covering for today. But Yeah, I do like that, seeing that there.
Yeah, that does seem really good too. But just being able to like brain freeze, make a bunch of copies, and all of a sudden you make a ton of mana out of nowhere, like the Storm Kiln.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that seems really, really good. Yeah, I mean, other than that, they're just running like what looks like a really good
Like creature package for blue form.
Yeah, the one thing
Yeah.
I'm noticing, no Delny. Choosing to run stuff like Dranith and Opposition Agent over things like Delny.
Which those are, I mean, that seems to be kind of what blue form has shifted away from for the most part, is what I feel like. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, we're not looking at the events from the other event today. I'm sure there are still some inclusions in there, but I feel like we have seen a blue form that either tries to be a little bit more aggressive at times and stick with more of the Timna plan and trying to get multiple triggers with through Delny and being able to swing and get more card draw and things like that. So it's interesting to not see that here, almost going for maybe even a slower game plan at times.
Yeah.
So
There's just so many, it looks like there's so many things in the list that can trigger off of a Delny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm just sitting here thinking like Esper Sentinel triggers off of it, Ragavan, right? Fairy Mastermind. Technically Thassa, but that's not relevant. I mean, I guess it could be relevant.
Could be relevant.
Because, I mean, people are running that Luswa Sacrifice and stuff. OBM triggering off of it, Lotho. Technically, the Valley Flood Caller will trigger.
It would be kind of funny to see something like with the Delny where it's like, okay, maybe the first Tainted Pack got stopped, and then you resolve your first trigger, and then you look at the top and there's the Demonic Consultation, and in response to the second time that this is triggered, you're able to draw that Demonic Consultation and fire it off. Like, that'd be kind of sweet to see someone pull that one off too.
But I mean, there's a couple other cards that I'm noticing that are just not typically included, like no Darcy, no Professional Facebreaker, things like that. But again, I mean, it's blue form.
Well, even looking at the sorceries there, like an exclude that we would typically see is going to be like Mnemonic Betrayal. They're opted to not run that in this
Also,
list.
no Diabolic Intent.
Maybe that's just because they're focusing on trying to prioritize value type creatures that they don't really want to sack.
Yeah, you're not really wanting to sack your silence effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just good value.
I feel like they're really high on their instances, though.
34 is a lot.
Yeah.
This is my Covenant list.
Yeah, because they're including, what, a 6th silence effect with Orange Chant?
Man, they're really... I mean, I feel like that right now, though, that's kind of where... Now, I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but it makes sense. Like, we're really deep in the depths of mid-range hell. Yeah, I saw that. Permission to Know. Yeah, this card's funny. It's just like...
So they're running 7 silence effects?
I think so. Do you see anything else that could be a silence effect?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So yeah, they're running 7 silence effects from what I can tell. We haven't got the artifacts yet.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
But you looked at the artifacts.
Well, what I was curious about, because I was looking, I noticed that they had things like the Commandeer, and they had gifts piles, and they were running very high CMC stuff. So I was honestly curious. I was like, okay, they're not on Adnons. Are they on Necropotence? And I scrolled down just to look. They're not on Necro either.
They're not.
This is a Nonsless Necroless. This is essentially like they're not running any of the copy type of enchantment type of effects, but this is a true grindy, control-y blue farm.
It sure is, isn't it?
Yeah. Just something that I noticed, but yeah, I mean,
that's crazy. It's a little different from what we're used to seeing, but I like it. I like the inclusion of the Imposter mech there too.
Yeah, the final Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Which now it's coming up, but the final Mayhem Devil, that's becoming more relevant too.
Really,
Mayhem Devil has been crazy relevant in a lot of lists now. Like a lot of blue farm lists are playing it just because again it helps you like kill the other like blockers and the other Timna boards, but then you're able to get through still.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody's trying to make, a lot of people are making treasures and doing stuff with that. So you kind of just hold people at gunpoint, and Imposter Mech being able to come down and just say, hey, guess what? I'm an unkillable Mayhem Devil.
Yep.
And then like somebody flashes in a Bowmaster and it's like, that's cute. And you kill it.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Like, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah. So I mean,
that's cool.
It's becoming more and more relevant, but yeah.
No wondering, really.
No
wondering. Yep.
Man, opting for other value engines, but no wondering. Yeah. I still think it's a fun list. I think it looks good. They clearly did well.
Yep. So congrats, Sky, on 15th place. In 14th place, we have Zach Shepard on Glarb. Calamity's Augur with 4 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw.
What are the odds they're on Doomsday? What are you thinking? Yes, no?
No.
No? Let's check. I'm just going to go straight down. I think you're...
It would have been a sorcery.
Yeah. I was making sure I wasn't tripping. But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I feel like some Glarb lists here recently have actually started like coming off of Doomsday piles.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think that's the correct move.
I don't think this is the correct move.
Notion Thief?
Yeah, Notion Thief.
I do.
I fucking hate that card.
I mean, I do too, but I think that it's the right move. Being able to surprise your opponents off the top of the deck.
We've been hit by it before.
So, I really like this. I don't know if I've seen many playing that, but the Azusa Lost But Seeking, playing additional lands. Because, like, Glarb obviously wants to continue to look at the top of your deck. And I'm assuming, I don't know, I didn't check when I was down there, but, like, I don't know if they're on something like a Bolas' Citadel. But one of the things that kills you is the lands. So, Azusa being able to just say, hey, I'll play this land off the top of my deck. And then you start going through more. And then you see another land. You're like, maybe I'll surveil these away. And then all of a sudden you see another land and you're like, I'll play this land off the top of my deck again. Yeah. And then you keep getting to filter more and more and more. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that too. I think we are most likely going to see the Bolas' Citadel.
You think so?
Yeah, more than likely. I don't know a list that wouldn't want to run it. It's too good. Like, not only do you have a way of like a top deck manipulation in the command zone, like if you're already trying to kind of play into that strategy anyway, and you can cast it off, you can cast the Bolas' off the top, like you might as well just go for it. And then having an additional way to filter those lands through that too. So let's see what else. I mean, obviously, like we saw the Oppo, they're on the Scheming Symmetry.
A lot of just good sorceries. The Main Bet,
good Sultai stuff.
Yeah. Obviously Thassa Consult, stuff like that. It looks, no Commandeer, but very Control Eagle Orb.
They are on the misdirection though.
Yes. And then Sensei's Top, the Citadel, Aether Flux makes sense.
The One Ring,
yep. Honest question, I don't know. I mean, this may sound weird, but do you think that would it make sense to, like, I get that Glarb allows you to do some of the top deck manipulation stuff, especially with the Bolas' Citadel type things, and then you could play like the Sensei's Divining Top. But like, would it make sense to just cut that line and just play like, I guess like Control Sultai, like just cut that and then go more of like a, I don't know, like almost like a more blue farmy like Nas strat? Or is the CMC on stuff, do you think, just too high?
I think that I think that the CMC is a little bit too high. I think Adnaz and Necropotence, I feel like both kind of go against at times what the commander is trying to do.
Yeah.
Because you are restricted to like if you were just on the Glarb plan and you cut out the Bolas' Citadel, you are restricted into only playing like value things that are CMC 4 or greater.
Yeah.
If you cut those out, what else do we really have in this format that Glarb can take advantage of that's above that?
Well, the only reason I'm saying that, so like I've been getting really into like the stats side of CDH, and I was looking at CDH TV and what they were talking about, and they made a comment where people that are playing, and I don't know if this list is, we'll get to the enchantments, I haven't looked at it, but I'm assuming they're probably going to play something like Counterbalance if they're playing Sensei's Top. But I feel like he made a comment that people like lists that are playing Sensei's Top or are playing Counterbalance actually have lower win percentages than decks that are not playing those cards. Like he just went and looked at a lot of different lists that are playing those and compared the two, and they have found that people that are playing those tend to have a worse win rate. So I'm wondering if potentially cutting those cards that may be dragging the deck down a bit. Now I get like Glarb has the ability to use those very beneficially, and also just being able to look at the top card before you even do your your actual like trigger for the Counterbalance. But I just didn't know. I wondered if that would be something that I wondered if that had been something people had considered, like potentially just saying, hey, rather than playing typical like Bolas Aether Flux type Glarb, we're just going to play more into like, I guess like value, like a control Glarb still, but like play value, like good Sultai cards, and then potentially like I said, like Nas, and then like run in more into like that I have the potential pivot plan if I want to run like a top deck tutor and just like be able to flash speed, like get there. But I didn't know. I was just curious. But yeah, they are on counterbalance.
Yeah. Well, I think if anything, I think that most of these lists like are going to want to stay on the Citadel stuff. I do think that there is that room for that conversation of cutting the counterbalance, and part of that I think is just from whenever everyone's trying to discuss on like, okay, how do we get out of this mid range? How do we how do we go a little bit faster? Like, yeah, you're not necessarily going faster whenever you're having to drop this 6-drop artifact with triple black pips.
Yeah.
But like it synergizes well with the plan you are trying to actually focus on for the commander.
Yeah.
Where and I mean you can't say the counterbalance doesn't as well because it does.
Yeah.
Like especially with top now, if you're it's not counterbalance doesn't feel great, I think, on board if you just have Glorb, because then you're forced into just doing like the surveils to try to counter things, and that I think gets a little risky. Whereas with top, you have a little bit more consistency with it.
Yeah.
Given that most of our counter magic is either free or 1-drop. So when you're having to kind of do this deck building around the commander stuff, you're almost a little bit limited on that, and counterbalance helps with it, but I do think it slows down the deck with where we are trying to be in the format.
Well, see, my logic here, and I know that this again, like it seems weird, but you know, like I think that people think of counterbalances like this. Oh, I'm getting to cast these counter spells for free. But if you're constantly spinning the Sensei's top, then you're essentially paying 1 mana to potentially counter a spell rather than like know for sure that I'm going to get to counter this spell. And then if you have to put the Sensei's top back on top, you're just guaranteeing that your next draw is going to be the Sensei's top, which then you're playing for a mana. So like preemptively, you're essentially making your counter spells cost 2 mana.
Unless you already have the Citadel out.
Well, yes, and I definitely I definitely agree with you there. But even then, I don't know what Citadel does for you in that situation over like what again, like I don't understand what Citadel would do for you in the situation like in the counter war, because like Glorb's already going to let you look at the top. Yes, like Bolus allows you to like cast the cards off of the top, but if you get stuck with something that you can't cast off of the top and somebody's trying to counter your spell and you're like, oh, okay, counterbalance, like you're getting to look at the top of your deck a lot. But I don't know, I think that it seems odd. Well, like Bolus to Citadel plus Aether Flux plus the Sensei's top, that combo line is like 11 mana essentially, and it requires you to do a ton of top deck manipulation. I'm not saying that this list is wrong. This is just like I'm just bringing up food for thought.
Well, the only thing with the counters is that out of the counters magic that you do have in the list, if you don't have boluses, there are only 3 spells you can cast off the top.
Correct.
Because they're all 4 CMC or greater if you have Glarb out. Whereas that, when you have boluses and you are in the counter war, if you have one of the others, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm even going to consider Veil of Summer to some extent, if you kind of think about it like that, because it just is essentially, if that resolves, it counters all the other counter magic.
Yeah.
But those you're actually able to cast off the top because of boluses, whereas with Glarb you can't do that. So, I mean, it can be relevant, and you're able to filter things out with the Citadel as well if you had to.
Yeah.
So it gives you that chance of being able to look at like 3 cards if you're already having to surveil, or you're having to get something off the top with the Citadel, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? I could be wrong when I say that. No, it's the sacrifices and permits. Yeah, I'm wrong whenever I'm saying that part. But it still opens you up to being able to do more things than just having Glorb by himself.
Yeah, I agree. I would almost, it's kind of like I've told you before with like the Yuriko type strats. I wonder if it would make more sense to just say, hey, I'm going to play Glorb. Like again, like we're playing control Glorb, so like you do still have run stuff like the Commandeer and those type of effects, but then being able to just say, hey, I'm just going to use Glorb to help me like filter through my list. And then rather than running even something like a Necropotence that like you're going to take more advantage of the graveyard type shenanigans. But I don't know. Again, like I think this list is super sick. I'm just really like, stuff has got me thinking a lot. I've been watching a lot more like, I guess just like CEDH content. And so it's got my brain working. So whenever I saw this list, it got me thinking. You're popular, man.
I must be very popular. I ain't gonna worry about it right now. But yeah, we spent a lot of time on this Glorb list.
Yep. I still think the list is cool. And like honestly, this person did really good. It was just something that got my brain thinking. You know how it is. Once I think it, I gotta.
I know you a talker. He likes to talk through everything.
You got anything else for the list?
I have nothing else. I'm ready to move on. So congrats, Zach, on 14th place. All right. In 13th place, we have the other Zach. So we have Zachary Ritz on Dog Thrass with 4 wins, 4 losses, and a draw.
Hey. You know this list better than I do because you've been playing. You
I
started
don't think
playing the
that's
list.
true. I don't think that's true. I've only played this list like once.
Yeah, but still, that's more than me.
You were interested in this list whenever, like a while back, whenever it first got introduced, though.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think that lists like this are really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Just first thing, looking at the list, obviously, like we're doing cradle shenanigans with Brassios. We're doing again like Biomancer's Familiar to reduce the cost. You have Cloud of Fairies lines. Fairy Mastermind is potential finisher to draw the deck out. You have the Oboro, so you need like Talon Gates and the Gaia's Cradle, and you need to make at least 7 mana. If you have the Biomancer's Familiar, you only need like 5 mana, right?
Yeah, something like that. What I do think is really interesting. Here's the things that kind of stand out to me on this list, though. Yeah. If we look at the creatures, there are 3 that you don't typically see, and that's with the Deceiver Exarch, the Pestermite, and the Peregrine Drake. Yeah. I think they're really trying to go heavy into the meal plan here because all of those is like, oh, let's untap Cradle, basically. Untap your lands. Oh, we're going to flicker this Peregrine Drake. I'm going to untap 5 lands. And probably one of them, at least 2 of them, are going to be the Growing Rights, the Iqaluit flip, and the Gaia's Cradle. So it's like they're going heavy into a meal whenever I see those type of cards. Whenever I saw the Deceiver, I was like, are they on Birthing Pod here?
Do we know if they are?
No, spoilers, they aren't. So, okay. but you know, I think that those aren't bad includes, especially if you're trying to like manipulate a lot of your land stuff or being able to untap things. Like even if they're not like having the meal right then and there, being able to flash in a Deceiver Exarch and a Pestermite. Oh no, I'm going to untap my Candelabra and then I'm going to put whatever extra mana into it that I have to untap all these lands now. Yeah. And you can do those at flash speed. So you can do all of that on someone else's turn.
Yeah.
So
and it's just another body for Cradle too, which makes a lot of sense.
Right. So even being able to like bestow one of those with the Springheart Nantuko and being able to like do the Talon Gates line where you're just making even more mana than you actually need to at that point. Oh, yeah. It gets really nutty real quick.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of cool to see that. I just wanted to point those out because those were 2 things. There are 3 things that kind of caught me off guard in the list as far as the creatures go. There's also some other interesting includes in the sorceries. This Rally of the Galadrim and the Reap and Sow. Huh. I feel like that Reap and Sow is almost like for the mirror match, whether it's this or like against Rogthras.
Yeah.
Like being able to destroy someone else's cradle while you go and tutor for a land and put it in play. Makes sense.
Yeah.
The Rally is one that I'm not really used to seeing. That's probably just like an interesting include or a pet card or something like that. But create a token that's a copy of target creature you control.
Yeah. Yep. Well, then you can also tap up. You may tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share color with it when you do copy it. So you can go ahead and make a copy and then get another copy. So potentially, like one being like either being able to make like more of your untappers so that you get to do like even more activations, or also just being able to do some like really funny like Cloud of Fairies type shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like just like, yeah, I mean, you have like just lots of ways to untap stuff. So I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a good include, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool. Pretty cool to see that.
Plus, this deck makes so much mana. So like 4 mana seems like a lot, but this deck is like Cradle decks are so good. It's just making a ton of mana.
Looking at the instances again, kind of where we've seen this record here recently, where some of these decks are picking up on more interaction. This is pretty interactive. I would say between, let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very popular today, 6, 7, 8, 9 counter spells in this, whereas before we may have seen like 6 or 7, a few months ago when we started kind of looking at these lists. So that's kind of cool to see here. The Will of Mardu, we've seen kind of pop up a couple times, not necessarily on a list like this, but I think part of that is because this is a white card, and we are more so used to seeing Rogthras pop up at times. So being able to make more creature tokens.
Oh yeah, dude! Create a number equal to the amount you've got.
Yeah, that's busted in a deck like this.
And it's also technically a removal spell if you need it to be.
Yep.
And then
And your commanders are so low that you're probably going to be able to like trigger both.
Yeah.
Of it. Yeah.
Chrome Mox, Petal, Amber. Yeah, so a lot of the good 0 drops not opting to run things like the Mopal. They are running not running any of the talismans. They are no One Ring. Yeah, I mean, this looks just very like heavy into the creature plan. Even the enchantments, they're not running any of like the copy type of enchantment effects, just running. I like the Nature's Chosen here. I think that's really funny.
You know what? I was kind of looking because we glanced over the snap just for a second. We didn't really talk about it. Obviously, this is like an Ewit or Cloud of Fairies loop with the snap as well. But I was looking to see if there's a Kinnan in the list.
No Kinnan.
No Kinnan.
Yeah, I mean even
something we've kind of seen
from the Rogthras variants too. Just no Kinnan.
Yeah. Is Kinnan really as good?
I don't know
anymore.
Well, maybe. I mean, think about it. You're doing land stuff rather than
I mean,
like
not being
only things that really trigger. I mean, like it can trigger early from like some of your creatures and stuff tapping, but other than that,
right?
Like they're not running a lot of non-land stuff.
And I guess the instant finisher being the Fairy Mastermind. I was looking to see if there's any kind of endurance or anything. They're on Green Sun, so if they're able to cast that at instant speed,
put it back in.
Yeah, they just put it back in.
They're on Tithe, which makes it kind of weird that they're not on Kinnan, but that's fine because I don't think they were running a lot of.
Well, they have a lot of clones.
Yeah.
So they're just on 1, 2, 3 clones. Yeah, probably just clone a Kinnan.
Imagine if we got all the way down here and there was no Guy's Cradle. That would just be.
That'd be wild. Let's see. Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, Cradle, Talon Gates, all the good stuff.
Yep.
E-Zone.
Yep.
Yep.
So, congrats, Zach, on 13th place. Okay, so in 12th place, we have Josiah Wheatley on Blue Farm with 4 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. Let's see if there's any differences in this list.
Already noticing some. They're on the Darcy, on the Tataru, on Professional Facebreaker. Mm-hmm. It looks like they went the opposite route. They cut Dranith, cut Oppo.
Yep. Opting for other value engines and probably a little bit more speed is what I would guess. No Delny, though, still.
No Delny.
Okay. What else we got in this list? What else? It looks like they're on Toxic Deluge and the Diabolic Intent. No Mnemonic Betrayal again.
No Mean Bet. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Like, it's just it's a card that, like, it can be a finisher, but it's just so reliant on the pod that you're in.
You know, it does kind of surprise me. Like, if they're opting for, like, additional value stuff, like using Darcy to either filter through or, like, if you have to get a swing for Timna, Professional Facebreaker, the Taru, it kind of surprises me if they're trying to go faster, they're not on the Justice Wheel. But I feel like that's been a card that kind of comes in and out of a lot of Blue Farm lists at times. Just because, unless you were trying to do like breach stuff, like how often are you going to take advantage of all the red mana? And if you're not really focused on the commander, you're probably more oftentimes not going to have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of makes sense. It just kind of threw me off guard. Let's see what they got in the instances here.
Lots of they're on the NOS. Yeah, very interactive. It looks like typical interactive package, like very heavy. And then, like we said, they're on the NOS plan. I'm curious to see if they're on Necro too. Like, this is 2 lists that are on Gifts Ungiven. I've seen some people opt to not run gifts.
Yeah. I still like gifts in most of the lists, but sometimes if spots are tight, you might not want to. Notably in the artifacts, they're on the grinding station.
Yep.
No One Ring.
No One Ring.
Which is probably okay, but they are on the grinding station to be able to continue to fuel breach lines. And they are on the Necrophones.
Are on Necro.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
27 lands. They're 1 extra land than the other list, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just the way, like, and we've kind of gone back and forth in discussions on this. I feel like we are seeing a lot of, like, even though it's the main plan of what Blue Farm is trying to do, people are trying to, like, go in different directions with it, where it's like, okay, we're either going to go in this truly grindy game, or we're going to try to go a little bit faster, like this one is. Now, it's not going to the extent. I didn't see the Rain of Filth.
Nah.
I didn't see that in here, so it's not going like super aggressive turbo, but it still has the potential to kind of pivot to it. So, yep. So, you got anything else?
Nope.
Congrats on 12th place. Okay, in 11th place, we have James Nesbitt on Ezio with 4 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. What you got? Oh.
Roger in the 99. Cloud.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? Because I don't know.
I have no clue. I have 0 clue. Let's just go ahead and let's look.
Okay.
I'm gonna cheat.
You can cheat. I'm gonna try to piece some things together. Let me see this. Are they on Conqueror's Flow?
Doesn't look like it.
What?
They're on Skull Clamp. Wait a minute. I'm just curious here. Whenever Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Oh, so you just like Skull Clamp the Cloud away, and it allows you to. Oh, so like at ETBs, you can get the Skull Clamp, and then when the Skull Clamp eats Cloud, you get 2 triggers of it. So you get to draw cards twice.
4 cards.
Yeah. I mean, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Neat.
It just seems
odd. I mean, all of your creatures basically die to it, besides your wind lines, like your silence effects. I'll say all your creatures, and then only like half of them.
Okay. I'm really trying to think of what this person's trying to do.
Yeah.
Without looking too far ahead. Because I think what comes to mind for me, whenever I see Rogue Rack in the 99 and like very few creatures, especially in a 5-color deck, and I think it kind of reminds me of the Asika deck that we covered a while back, where it's just like focused on just gas, like just trying to go fast through the instants and sorceries.
I do wonder. I mean, okay, so this is one thing that I did notice. I forgot. They do have Paradise Mantle in the deck, so they have 2 equipment in the deck. I wonder if that's the plan. Like, if you want, you can just eat the Cloud with the Skull Clamp, and then you just get 4 cards. Or I wonder if they're going to go get Paradise Mantle to turn Cloud into like a dork, and then you have a Bowmaster, and every single time that 1/1 dork or that 1/1 orc army comes in, you equip the Skull Clamp to it, you get to draw 4 cards. So it's just like your opponents, if they draw cards, they're getting punished, and then they're basically netting you 4 cards. I have no idea. Then you eat your other creatures too, and then you get to see 4 more cards. This is just like big bursts of mana. It does look like they're kind of they're going a little bit fast. Lots of wheels. They're on the Final Fortune, and I think they were on Warrior's Oath.
Yeah, they're on Warrior's Oath.
Yeah, so they're just. I mean,
they're
wheels.
Going fast.
Yeah, just go quick.
It's 5-color wheels.
No Ristic Study. What the hell?
Are they trying to go faster than dropping a Ristic Study?
Am I tripping here then? Wait a minute.
What is
wait
this
a minute,
list?
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing anything that's higher than 2. I wonder if this is another one of those instances where Loris is the companion and they haven't showed us.
Oh.
I would be willing to bet. Loris is the companion. Yep.
Fix it, Top Deck.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Loris is the companion.
Loris is the companion.
That's really funny.
Okay.
Yep.
So then they're able to probably even draw like 8 cards throughout the turn or some shit like that.
Yeah. I can't look at this list because it was just updated like 13 hours ago. So they probably have. Oh, it's Nick Foles go to 9.
Oh.
What the fuck? Well, there we go. Well, okay. Yeah.
Was he? Okay, so what is he saying about this?
Jensen Ezio and Loris companion, 5-color Loris, proactive turbo, add on his deck that can pivot to a mid-range breach or hermit druid plan. This deck provides typical 5-color good stuff but with a building restriction. No permanent over 2 CMC is one of the latest add-ons plans with the ability to pivot. Oh, that makes a lot of sense because then you just Nas and
Yeah, but there's no Hermit Druid.
Yeah, maybe
in
he
this.
went off of Druid.
Maybe. Okay, so what is he updated in this list compared to what we are seeing right now?
Well, shit, I don't have a clue, my friend, because I can't tell. Do you?
Well, I got it up right here. What you talking about?
Okay. Cool. How many sorceries? 16.
16. That looks about the same.
Looks about the same. I can't tell if anything's
I
gone.
don't. Oh wait, hold on.
They cut out. Oh no, never mind.
Wait, no. Yeah, no, it's the same.
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 What about instances? How many instances?
25.
I think that's probably the same as well.
Probably the same.
It's the same. How many artifacts?
18.
Yep, same. How many? Yep, same.
Yep. They're on the cool breach.
And then Loris also in the sideboard.
Okay, so top deck start, including the companions.
Yeah, come on, guys. What the heck?
Please.
This is cool, though. So, yeah, it's just lean Nas. You're just trying to lean Nas, go find, I'm guessing, breach, and then...
well, I mean, with the Loris, you can recur the Rogue Rack. Like, if you get it, you kill it with the Skull Clap, you draw 2 cards. Oh, Loris, I'm going to recast the Rogue Rack from my graveyard for 0. Let's do it again.
Yeah,
draw 4 cards.
But you could draw a 4 and then draw 4 if Cloud's out as well. So draw 4, draw 4.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This is a cool list.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
What the fuck, guys? Yeah. So, okay, yeah.
Deductive reasoning. No, You got anything else on this list that you can think of? I mean, that pretty much summed it up.
I think you just acquired a new brain cell. You were like, let me think about this for a second. So, no, congrats, dude. Love the place on Ezio. All right, in 10th place, we have Jess Cantrell on Keurig, son of Yawgmoth, with 4 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. We're used to seeing this deck, but maybe not this iteration of it. So what do we got here?
That's you, brother.
We need Carson back on here.
Yeah. Flesh Rather is the tutor to go find. In most Crick decks, it's a win line. It can go grab Sheldred. It can go grab the Belthor. It can go grab. Oh, what else are we grabbing with that?
Probably the Violent Tumor.
Violent Tumor. Oh yeah, Violent Tumor. Yeah.
Oh, just like being able to get the Violent Tumor, go tutor again for something else you need, put it in the graveyard. Probably Gary more often than not, I would assume. Or maybe even the Villas. Being able to reanimate the Villas and then drawing a bunch of cards and being able to do a bunch of shenanigans from there, I feel like.
Well, again, like if you can Flesh Ride, like Transfigured away to go get Balthor, and then you black, exile it. Each player returns all black and red creature cards from their graveyards to the battlefield. So you could technically,
if you have enough mana, you could do it again.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. It can also do the Necrotic Ooze line if it wanted to, depending on what's in the graveyard.
Yeah, I was about to say, like with some of this stuff, like, and part of the reason why we might not be as familiar with some of these things is because I know with our local Keurig player, they have a very different build at times with Keurig that they've been very successful with at other events, but this is kind of the more traditional build that we are seeing for it. Now, I do think it's cool they are including a new card, this Elegy Acolyte. Let's see.
Number 1 more creatures you control to combat damage to a player. You draw a card and lose 1 life. At the beginning of end step, if non-permanent left the battlefield this turn, create a 2/2. Whenever 1 more creature you control. Draw a card and lose a life. Okay. Huh. Interesting.
I wonder what they...
Not a clue.
Other than maybe the Razaketh, like being able to sacrifice the token.
Maybe.
To the Razaketh and being able to tutor for things whenever they need to.
Yeah.
I could see that. Let's look at the rest of this list. A lot of tutors.
Yeah.
A lot of put things in the graveyard.
Yep.
They're on Peer into the Abyss. A lot of, hey, guess what? We're used to seeing
lots
of kill spells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like murder this, kill that.
I do like the Bile-Blight. I do like that just because it targets all, like it doesn't have to target one person's board. It just targets all the creatures of that name. So, like, Kennan is on board. Oh, these other 3 players have a Kennan out somehow on the field, whether it's a Sisei Kennan or like
Thrasios.
Thracia, like anything like that. We're just gonna target one of them, and then we're gonna kill all 3 of them. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's
I
really
do
good.
like that.
Also, heck, I mean, that kills Draenith, don't it? If there's like multiple Draeniths, that kills. Yeah.
Yep. Seeing Pestilence there as another finisher for this type of deck.
Yeah, I'm just looking through.
A lot of lands. They are on 34 lands.
Damn. Well, I mean, yeah. One thing that I do like personally is that they are opting to run the fetches to help filter out some of the lands. Like, it just cuts down on the actual cards in the deck. I do like this. This is cool.
Yep.
That's a neat list.
So, that is cool. All right. Congrats, Jess, on 10th place. Okay, in 9th place, we have Rourke Moran on Anala, Archmage Ritualist, with 4 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws.
Hey, there we go. Yep.
It's Anala.
Anala Wizards, yeah, baby. Yeah, you've got the Spellseeker lines. You've got Ruthless Technomancer loops that you can do to make infinite mana. The Snapcaster Mage seems really good here. I bet they're on like a gifts pile too, I would just assume.
Probably.
Necromancer. Trainers from Garrett to the battlefield. Yeah, this is just sick. Any player might cast spells that they had flash. Each opponent can't cast spells during your turn. Oh, that's cool. Tunnel Barracuda. That's really interesting. The heck?
Yeah, but
just a silence effect.
A silence effect, but I feel like it kind of acts the same way as like Defense Grid, where you probably want to jam it on your turn if you're jamming, but if you get stopped or you have to pass the turn, yeah, you basically enable everyone else to do whatever they want to in that next player's turn.
Yeah, but also it doesn't shut you completely off like a D-Grid or stuff like that, or it's a fairy.
Yeah.
Like, it just still gives you the opportunity to, like, oh, I didn't get there. Okay, cool. I'm just going to do more Anala lines in your turn.
Yeah, but if the blue farm player is like, man, I wish I had one more turn to be able to do what I need to, and then they slam this down and have to pass, that blue farm player goes, I just got my turn. So
there you go. Yeah, but still, I mean, it's, yeah, you can eat it with a Ruthless Technomancer.
So yeah, all the Spellseeker lines, putting like just a lot of graveyard like just putting things in the graveyard quite a bit. Let's see, what else are they on? They are on the D-Grid. Kind of skipped ahead, but
it's okay. It's
other silence effects
too. Gifts reanimate, and then potentially like a demonic consultation, and then you get Thoracle, and then the I don't know, I can't talk. The Snapcaster Mage.
Yep.
Very interactive. It looks like Essence Flux to bounce some of your wizards. Shallow Grave. Not on any kind of Nautilus plan, right? No.
I don't think so.
Yep.
No.
Vexing Bauble is a potential silence effect. D-Grid is a silence effect. Necropotence. Yeah. That's a cool list.
Sweet.
You got anything you want to add on it?
No, I don't really have too much of this list in particular. I just think it kind of continues to show the power of what Grixis is able to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's a lot of flexibility. I really do feel like Kefka has kind of been the deck that's taken over this spot, but I feel like Anala is a more traditional, like, Grixis commander that isn't trying to just be turbo or anything like that, and has still plays a lot of interaction or ways to kind of pivot and while still doing the Anala plan. So
yeah,
it's cool to see it pop up in, well, even the top 10 of this event. So
yeah,
congrats, Rourke, on 9th place. In 8th place, we have Max Sternberg with Rogthras with 4 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws.
Yep.
Is he on the same list he has been?
Oh, lordy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wounded's kind of perfected what would be the Rogthras list.
Yep.
Gamble, Chatterstorm. Yeah.
Well, and most notable, like, newer include, not necessarily in his list, but something we've seen in some of the Rogthras lists pop up recently, the Clever Impersonator.
Yeah.
Like, my
brother.
God.
Just throw it in the floor.
You saying anything that's different?
No. Literally no. I'm like Flare, SWAT, Gamble, those are like all your red stuff, and then I'm guessing Breach. Yep.
Yep.
And like that's literally it. Song of
Song of
Creation and
Creation.
everything else. Yeah. Not hating on the list. I mean, the list is just getting more and more solved. So I think that, you have some people that are running a much heavier red version of the list.
Yeah.
Like people are opting to, but those lists are very different.
Yeah.
This is just what we've come to know as like typical Thrass. Like
Yeah.
I feel like this pretty much sums up what it is. Like, and then that's why so many people feel comfortable potentially just saying, oh, okay, well this is running four red cards if you don't include Rograk. So I'll just put in white, and then we'll do Rog Thrass, but in white we'll do Dog Thrass. Or people go, oh, you know what? We'll just throw in Universal Tutors and we'll play TNT, but it's the Cradle form.
Yeah.
TNT. So like, yes, I think that this list is pretty much what Rog Thrass is.
Yeah.
That's what we've come to know it as.
Well, and even though you kind of mentioned those other two decks there's something to be said about the fact that this list tends to perform better than those other versions.
Well, even just talking to, like, we talked to Eric from Critical, and I talked to Fizzle, like him, and like so Grant Eklund played TNT Cradle form essentially, like at the Invitational.
And Austin's doing it too, right?
Austin's been playing TNT Cradle, yep. So I was talking to them, and that was the biggest thing that they said was that the list feels really good. It's just really hard because the pips get more difficult to work around. So, I mean, that might be one of the reasons, but maybe if that's the case, like, is there a reason to potentially just say, hey, I'm going to cut the red altogether and we're just going to go full-blown Simic Cradle, and you run something like Thrasios and maybe like...
probably Kodama.
Well, you could run Kodama Thrass, but then I feel like that forces you into, again, like you want to run a couple other cards that work into that plan. I wonder if you could just play like Kydel. Just make even more colorless mana. Like you're already netting a ton of cards with Thrasios activations, and then Kydel just gets you like more cards, and it counts as like a creature for your Cradle stuff. Like it comes down a little bit later than Rog, but
but if you do Kodama, you're able to like cheat more of your lands into play.
Yeah, but Kodama's not a value piece, is what Logan has said. Like you don't want Kodama to come down early. You want Kodama to come down when you're trying to win.
Right.
But yeah.
Like you could utilize that and potentially be able to reduce how much mana you're putting into like your Talon Gates and things like that through like if you do for some reason like the Simic Growth Chamber types things, and like you're able to bounce your like play a land. Oh, I have the Talon Gates in hand, rather than dropping it for 4, I'm going to drop it now and do what I need to, and then I'm going to bounce it back, and then start doing more things.
I'm gonna build a deck.
Oh my god. He's got ideas.
Y'all won't know yet, but I'm gonna build a deck. I got a really good idea.
I'm gonna get him off of this list before he goes into a tangent of whatever deck he's about to build on. So congrats, Max, on 8th place finish here. Now in 7th place we have Charles Bake.
Sure.
I'm assuming. I see those letters all together. I'm going to assume it's Bake. Just the K is in the wrong spot. On another blue farm with 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw.
We're gonna find out that it's not even Bay. It's like Bayek or something.
The K is silent. Charles Bay.
Charles Bay.
Charles Bay.
Salt. What are we seeing here?
This is more of what we're used to seeing.
It's the previous one that we just covered, but with Adelny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yep.
All of this looks the same, minus they've added a Praetor's Grasp in, and it looks like they took out. Maybe they just added a Praetor's Grasp in. I think that.
Yeah.
And then they
that
didn't
sounds about right.
Cut anything else.
They are on the snapback. An offer and snapback. Yep.
Makes sense. Final Fortune.
Seeing Grinding Station still.
Still on Nas.
Yep. And Imposter Mech.
Yep.
That's cool.
And Necro. Yeah, this is just typical blue farm now. I feel like this is the I can go early blue farm, but if I need to, I will play later into the game.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel really bad just moving that quick on it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Well, we've already seen 3 other blue farm lists too. Yeah. I mean, but I think that the difference is you just made that comment there, like the ability to actually pivot a little bit more. That first list, it was a little bit more control-y, had some slower pieces. It has the potential to get there like within the first couple of turns. Something like this, like you're probably going a little heavier into Timna because you have the Delny there. You're taking more advantage of your creatures through Delny and accruing value. but the moment you get all the value you need and you can actually just start jamming, you do it. Whereas some of the other builds you can't necessarily get away with that right away.
Yeah.
So I think a list. I think that this being closer to what we have seen these past few weeks out of Blue Farm, and being having that ability to just kind of pivot whenever you need to, I think it totally makes sense. And I'm sure we're going to see another Blue Farm list on here. But if I had to guess, that the next ones we'll see are probably going to be closer to this.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yep. So congrats, Charles, on 7th place. In 6th place, we have Niall Kelly on Halana and Timna with 5 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this just looks like good Abzan. Like Hulk lines, you got 6, you got the Soul Trader lines.
Mm-hmm.
Still running like the good Silence Creatures. You got the Witherbloom Apprentice, which means I'm guessing you're running Chain of Smog. It's slightly stacksy with the Oof and some of those other type of effects. Carrion Feeder, you got the Cauldron Familiar. I'm guessing that, and like with the Samwise. Loops. Yep. Yep, whenever this creature enters each opponent. Yeah. And then whenever you sack a food, so it coming in, what is it makes
You asking what the combo line?
No. I was just looking at some of the lines, like yeah. Sorry, I like I said, I was just looking at the Carrion, the Cauldron, the Samwise, stuff like that. Yeah, loops there. Also with the Worn Soul Trader, Viscera Seer. Do you see anything else that's like standing out? Golem?
I don't feel like I see anything that necessarily stands out, because I feel like that's like, whether it's like, even when we talked about Chatterfang earlier, even though we're not seeing Blood Pod here, it's taking most of Blood Pod, just taking out the red, where it's like trying to produce that line where it is the Samwise Cauldron and a sack outlet.
Yeah.
They do have the Witherbloom Apprentice here. And that's what I kind of mentioned earlier. Like, typically when you see the Golgari color pairing, we are going to see that combo in this. So I see the Witherbloom. They're not on the Professor Onyx. So, I mean, they got to be on the Chance Mog, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. Chain of Smog right here, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's just that Abzan good stuff. We have some stacks pieces, or maybe not necessarily good stuff, but the things that we typically see, like trying to do those graveyard type loops and being able to cheat things into play while also slowing down the board through things like Collector Oof and things like that, maybe some time pieces. One thing that kind of stands out to me is this Academy Rector.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously there's enough ways of killing it off and being able to trigger it. So let's kind of go down here to the enchantments. Let's look and see what they most likely would be grabbing.
Survival. You just loop it through.
Yeah, I mean that they're able to go and get survival right away and get all their pieces that they need to. If they needed to animate anything, they could. Pattern of Rebirth. That, I think, technically, if you had to cheat out Hulk,
oh yeah,
like you get Pattern of Rebirth, it doesn't really give you. I don't think you have an opportunity to respawn as like you would have had to respond to the Academy trigger. So then, like, or the activated ability, or the whatever that ability is, whenever it dies. But go get Pattern, go ahead and attach it to something. Someone's not really able to respond right away, and then be able to kill whatever you attached it to through one of those outlets. Go get Protean Hulk, then go doing the same thing. Yeah, there's ways of getting there with that. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yep. This list is cool though. I do like it. 28 lands seems right. They got the Shifting Woodlands too.
I'm assuming that they probably just jammed. Like,
probably.
That would be my assumption.
Well, that's what I'm noticing from some of these decks now. Like, I don't know if, I mean, like, this isn't really looking like a stacks deck. Like Collector Roof, sure, whatever, but
I mean, it's just trying to slow people down with that.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like a stacks deck. Like, I'm noticing that again, people are starting to like. I feel like people would typically think about certain strategies as being like kind of stuck in a certain play pattern. So people looked at Abzan and they were like, "Oh, Abzan is like a stacks deck." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you're thinking of Tiam and other decks like that. When in reality, we're just seeing like when people just cut the stacksy effects and just decide that, hey, I'm worried about putting together win conditions and trying to win the game. And if a lot of your win conditions are creature based and people aren't running a ton of counters for those,
Yeah.
you're getting there.
Yep.
So I think that's probably what happened in this instance. But did a really good job for them.
Yep. So congrats, Niall, on 6th place. In 5th place, we have Jordy X Paleo. Felt that like with the X being there, I think that's 2 different people. Like Jordy and
Oh,
like Paleo. I could be wrong. But on Blue Farm again, with 5 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws.
this looks like a hybrid of the 2 decks that we've just been on. Like,
Okay.
rather than running Darcy and Facebreaker or running Dranith and Oppo, they are on Oppo Facebreaker, and they've also added an inclusion of Polywalk Prodigy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And no Donny.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sometimes the Polywog and the Esper Sentinel and even things like Fairy Mastermind or Archivist can get you, so you gotta be careful. But they have opted for like a little bit more of the force draw stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, Oppo is still good.
I think
I feel like between the two, when we see Draenith and Oppo, most people tend to go for Oppo as opposed to Draenith.
Well, sure. Like if you get Draenith down early, then yeah, you're stopping people from being able to use their commanders. But everybody in the format is essentially tutoring, so I think that being able to you have one that's a stacks effect that just may shut your opponents off versus you have a stacks effect that says, hey, not only am I going to get to stacks you out from like searching, but also I get your card.
Yeah.
You're going up a card. You're coming off of the card, but then you're going up a card. You have access to that card now to be able to use it later. So I think that it just makes sense to run that over the other ones. One thing I did notice in the sorcery package, people are like they're up an extra sorcery. Looks like they cut the Diabolic Intent and decided to go for Beseech, and then they are on Mnemonic Betrayal and Praetor's Grasp.
I feel like whenever I see, especially Praetor's Grasp, that's someone that's like really trying to prepare for the mirror match.
Yeah.
Because this is our 4th one we're covering just in this event.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a way more people on Blue Farm. This was over 500 players.
Yeah.
So really, it kind of even goes back to what we talked about last week on like, even though you have to be aware of all these other decks and things like that, like Blue Farm is still the big thing you got to have on your radar. So maybe just having the Praetor's Grasp and expecting to be in the mirror match, that's a good enough reason to include it.
Yeah. Still high on the instance.
Yep.
Opting to run Lightning Bolt.
Hey, why not? It takes care of Draenith, takes care of Oppo, takes care of Bowmaster.
Takes care of an opponent's Dimna.
Like for 1 red mana, dealing 3 damage. Now, if it was like only 2 damage, like a shock, probably wouldn't be good enough. But Bolt being able to pretty much take care of most of the relevant targets in the format.
Kills a Theros. Kills a cannon.
Kills a cannon.
Kills a lot of stuff.
Kills a lot of things. So kills a Tataru.
Does.
Tataru has a big old butt.
03.
Yep. So
does not kill a Flubs.
Doesn't, yeah. He a chunky boy.
Yeah.
But
everything else seems
pre-standard.
No Nas in this list.
No Nas, but they are on Necropotence.
They are on Necro.
Yep.
So they're
and Grinding Station.
Grinding Station seems yep, no wondering.
So
interesting list.
Congrats on 5th place. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, I feel like, because our top 4 in this is crazy, and I'll let you go a little bit more in depth because I think you watched more of this as well. But in 4th place, we have Spencer Miller on Rocco with 5 wins, 5 losses, and 0 draws.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the last event I went to, I got my ass kicked very early by a Rocco player. So let's see what they got here in this list.
Oh yeah, running the trees in a it's Rocco. Wait a minute, are they on?
They are on some interesting includes though. Don't let that fool you.
What the heck?
Yeah. What are you what the hecking about?
The Phyrexian Dreadnought.
That's what I was what the hecking about. Phyrexian Dreadnought is a very interesting. Let me look down here. Give me a second. Let me see if I can make sense of this.
Let me read this card.
Oh, you're gonna be in love.
Am I?
Yeah.
What is the combo here with the Dreadnought? Because, I mean, I know, like, obviously in Leo's type of a list, being able to run Savala and make, like, 12 mana out of nowhere is cracked, but I feel like I'm missing something.
I feel like I'm missing something. So what are they doing with the Dreadnought?
Oh, I wonder. Okay, that's actually maybe. Hear me out.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know, but maybe you eat it with the food chain to go up. But, oh wait, no, because it only makes 2 mana, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I was thinking power. Whoopsie. Yeah, never mind. Ignore me. I'm just a silly boy.
Well, but hear me out on it. Okay. So here's my thoughts.
Uh-huh.
If you're able to get the Dreadnought while, say, if you have Squee in hand, and you have things like say if you need to get Rocco back in the command zone. Let's say you sacrifice the Rocco, that's 3 power. Let's say you sacrifice this Academy Rector that's in there. There's 4.
Oh, it's 1 mana
and
sack out.
The Arena Rector.
Yep.
And that's 5. You still have to get up to 12. But I'm assuming that if you have those pieces on board, you just get there. So the Rector, hold on. What enchantment would they be currently, other than Food Chain? They'd have to get Food Chain, right?
Probably. Bro, I'm so lost. What the fuck?
I'm a little confuzzled at the moment. Yeah, the Phyrexian Dreadnought is really kind of throwing us off at the moment, because it's not like that comes down. Like, say if you did that Rocco for 1, you have those other pieces out, and you're able to sacrifice it. I guess you sack the Dreadnought itself too at that point if you wanted to, but at least sacrificing the Academy Rector, and this, where you could get the Food Chain and you could get the Vivian at the same time, and then
you just win at that point because you pod up, right?
Yeah, if you have one of these 2, there's a lot of 2-drops in the list, so you sack one of the 2-drops to the Vivian, you go get Squee, and then you start making infinite creature mana because you have Food Chain and Vivian out at the same time, and then you just do Rocco stuff to be able to get your other pieces and just make infinite tokens from there. Yeah. That's the only thing I can kind of think of as far as being able to cheaply tutor out Phyrexian Dreadnought through Rocco's ability while these other pieces are on board, and then just being able to go and cheat your other things that actually enable the deck, whether it be the Vivian or the Food Chain, more efficiently. That's the only thing I can kind of think of, and that comes to mind for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking too to see if they were potentially on like the Urza Saga to do the goofy dreadnought stuff that like
No.
Leo does, but it doesn't look like it.
No.
This is still a cool list. I mean, we know what Rocco does. Rocco does the Kiki lines. And
Yeah,
just make
yeah.
mana, recast Rocco, keep doing it, get all your creatures out.
Yeah, because not only are they on Kiki Jiki, but they are also doing the Jolly Balloon Man. So your main lines within this are like the Squee Food Chain stuff, and
Yeah.
then Kiki Jiki combos assembled through either Vivian or Birthing Pod with Felidar Guardian, Karmic Guide, and Kiki Jiki. And then you can also do the same thing with the Jolly Balloon Man and the Village Bell Ringer. The only thing with that line in particular is you have to have Dorks on board.
Yeah.
In order to be able to continue to tap them, to tap the Balloon Man and activate the ability to continue making Village Bell Ringer copies. So it's like I feel like that line is a little bit of a backup compared to the others.
Yeah.
Just because there's a little bit more setup on it.
Yeah.
But
it is funny though, because I wasn't even thinking about that, but like most people are probably not going to be too scared of a Rocco X equals 1, and then here comes the Dreadnought.
There comes the Dreadnought,
and now you're just like, cool, I win, you know?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think Leo kind of has us a little bit scared, just because.
Dreadnought.
Well, because we're just so used to like, oh, in response to the ETB, I'm going to tap Selvala, make 12 mana. Like I'm going to draw a card and I'm going to make 12 mana. So
I'll untap, do it again.
I honestly expected to see Selvala in the list when I saw
too.
the Dreadnought.
I did too.
I think we got there. I think we figured out why it's in there as far as being able to put Rocco back in the command zone and the academy stuff. But yeah.
Anything else on it?
I got nothing else on that. That's crazy. So congrats on 4th place finish with Rocco. So in 3rd place, we have Dexter Idzikowski on Rogsai with 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Is it Rogsai?
It looks like Rogsai. Yeah, it looks like Rogsai.
It looks like Rogsai.
Yeah.
Again, that's not a bad thing.
No,
but
yeah,
it just looks like Rogsai.
Brainstorm's interesting. Do you think that they're going to be on? Never mind. You already went.
I already looked.
Dang it! You cheated. I was going to say, do you think that they're going to be on like the grind, or not the grinding station, the Mind Crank, Blood Chief Ascension? But,
no. Well, and that player even said that was just for like the mid to late game.
Yeah.
No, this pilot is jamming. This pilot is going fast.
Turbo side.
So they're on 22 lands.
Fuck. This is getting close to Ral territory.
I know. Ral and I think VV even, because VV runs the MDFCs and goes down to like 21 or 22, I think at times. But they're not even on MDFCs, I don't think. But this is got to go fast. Got to go fast.
I like it. It's cool. I respect it.
I even feel like it's a little bit lower on the creature package than what we've seen sometimes for Rogsai.
Yeah.
6 is still very low, but I feel like we've at least seen like an opposition agent pop up in these lists. But nope, not here. They are going as fast as they can.
You got anything for them?
Nope. Congrats on 3rd place finish with Rogsai. In 2nd place, we have Zechariah Boyce on Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff, with 5 wins, 1 loss, and 4 draws. Dude was kicking ass this event.
That's insanity.
What did we say about Orzhov before?
That it was the worst.
That was like literally the worst.
We ranked it. I think we ranked it worse. No. What did we rank?
It was pretty bad.
We ranked colorless better than one of. Did we rank it better than Mono White, or did we rank it better than Orzhov?
Colorless?
Yeah.
I think we ranked it better than Mono. Maybe both.
No, because I think one of them. I think we ranked it better than Orzhov. I think we ranked Orzhov literally worse than Mono White.
Oh my god!
But clearly,
I mean, it did things.
It did really good things.
So
yeah, I this is not my first time seeing the list, because obviously once I saw that, I said, "Holy hell, I've got to go look at this list."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's actually a lot of really interesting things. I went through the whole deck and I was trying to see if there was a way that, like, I wanted to see if there was a way that this list like had a finisher, I guess, like an A+B combo type of line. And really, like, going through the whole list, and I could be wrong, like, somebody out there correct me if you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, but in my mind, the only thing that I really saw was potentially, like, obviously Abdel, and then like some sort of reanimator type of like enchantment. So then I was just looking at everything. You have like blind obedience if you're casting stuff, but I don't think that this is going to be like a manual storm type of a list. You know, they're not on any crazy like ad nauseum strat. I didn't think there was a there is a necropotent side.
Yep.
I was wrong there, but one of the lines that I saw really, and I mean I don't think that this is bad. Like you can do the Abdel line, make infinite 1/1s, and then with Solitude, if it's already on the field and it keeps coming in and then leaving, coming in, leaving, you can exile all of your opponent's creatures. So if they don't make it back to your turn, or like if it makes it back to your turn, you just swing out and kill the whole table, which is really nice. I actually found a Solitude line, like whenever I was playing Sithis, like if you can make the mana, you bring it in, like Meticulous Excavation, do that. So like that's just a possible line that I'm seeing there. And then if you potentially can have them kind of stacked out a little bit, you can go like the Wandering Archaic, stuff like that. Running lots of interactive stuff with like Aven Interrupter. Felia is really good, like for shutting stuff off just on your turn. And then if you're like, oh, I didn't get there, you just put it right back.
Yeah.
Draneth seems good in this list. Sarah Ascendant seems really funny, like just come down early, swing, get him for some extra life, and then now you can necro even farther. They got Broodlord, which again, if Broodlord keeps coming in and then leaving, coming in and then leaving, you're just going to get to tutor your whole deck. So it, like the Abdel doing that, if you can tutor your whole deck, you can eventually go and put Bowmaster in your hand. If you can make infinite mana, or if you can make enough mana to flash in the Bowmaster, you keep repeating the loop, shoot the table out.
Which is just 2.
Yeah. And then another thing I saw was this Caretaker's Talent. So whenever one or more tokens you control enters, draw a card. It triggers only once each turn. But what I noticed was, so if you are going through the loop, you can have Abdel come in, exile everything except for that. Abdel will make a 1/1. It die, and then Abdel will die. Well, it'll make a 1/1's equal to the number of things, but the talent will draw you a card. Abdel dies. The Necromancy or Animate Dead, whatever comes back, brings back Abdel. That time you do want to exile that Caretaker's Talent. It will leave. Do the same thing. Abdel dies. It comes back. Don't exile the Caretaker's Talent. Each iteration of that, a 1/1 will come in. You'll draw a card. You'll draw a card. You'll draw a card. And then you'll eventually draw through your deck. And then same thing. You can do the Bowmaster to finish the loop, kill the table. Man, this is just a sick list. I feel, and again, dude, I feel like that's just Conqueror's Flail as another thing to, like a silence effect if needed. I think that's Apple of Eden Icy Relic. That's really, really funny. I think that's what we're, like, the more creature-centric your combos are, it just seems like the better.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Creature combos are really good right now.
This is cool. Dude, also, I didn't even think of that. Being able to exile your One Ring, it comes back before all the exile targets are declared. Tap it, draw a card.
Yep.
Do it again, do it again. Man, this list is fun. This is cool. You got anything that you want to add to me just like rambling about the list?
I think that I think what would have been interesting. I'm not saying Lotho's bad because then you could start. Well, I think if you start flickering Lotho, it doesn't really count. But remember, I built the deck from the new set. That if that was in the command zone, where like whenever something leaves the battlefield, or like it comes back, like you get to draw more cards.
Mm-hmm.
The Sir, you remember me talking about that? That in this, I think that'd be cool to play.
No, that'd be funny. Yeah.
Because then you also have a commander that goes, like, is very going into the same game plan with what the deck is trying to do, and accrue extra value there too. But Lotho is still obviously like a good option. Like you're being able to do things off of your opponent's casting spells, and you just coincidentally accrue value.
I will say the one thing that I am really surprised about, and I could be just crazy, but there's no Delny in the 99 of this list, which is just
that's crazy
interesting because I mean it doubles up your Lotho triggers. It can double up a lot of the other things, like it doubles up the Esper Sentinel, it doubles up the Archivist. Would it double up the Felia? Would you get to exile 2 things?
Yes.
Attack trigger, yeah. And so I mean, doubles up the Bowmaster. I'm looking at other stuff too. I don't think there's anything else in here that it would double up. The Witch Enchanter, when it ETBs, destroy a target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls. Double triggers there.
Yep.
Yeah. Just stuff that I noticed there. But yeah. So this is interesting. But let's see.
Pretty cool. All right. Congrats to Zachariah on 2nd place. All right. Finally, in 1st place, we have Robert R. on Chunky with 6 wins and 4 losses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what is it doing chunky things?
Oh yeah, it's just chunkying.
It's just chunkying.
Chunky to the max, brother. Emrakul in the 99. Hilarious. Chunky to the max. No, what I mean that was the thing that was so funny was that was how they essentially got there and the thing. They just got really, really, really good flips, man. But they committed to like they dropped some I think they were seat 4. Don't hold me to that. Seat 3, seat 4, somewhere in there. I can't remember for sure. But I do remember Lotho. I think they may have been seat 3. I take that back. But Lotho just like put out a really good board to start. Like I think they ended up getting out some mana, and they also got out their Lotho, I believe. Then they got out a Blind Obedience, which I mean that's tough. Like that is going to shut off a lot of stuff. And then Rogsai like turn 1 Necropotence and just rips 10 cards directly with Necro, which again, there's not a lot of blue in that pod that we were seeing. So like, I think Rogsai was the only blue deck, so it's just like cool. And then Rocco ended up doing, I can't remember what Rocco did specifically. Rocco dropped something, but the Atali player dropped like some, the Rocco player went, I think it was like Land, Pedal, cracked it, Ruby Daring Tracker, tapped that, and then put out something else. I can't remember what the other card was. But I mean, everybody had like an okay start to their turn, but like Atali just went like lots of mana early, even dropped a Lionside Diamond, and then passed the turn. And then whenever it got back to the turn, I think that second turn was when the Lotho dropped the Blind Obedience and everything happened. It gets to their turn. They played something, I can't remember what it was, and then just decide breach, crack LED, make they went up to 4 red mana and pull, and then they recast the LED, cracked it again, went up to enough to Chunky, cast the Chunky, hit a flip where I think off the Rocco player, they hit a Treasonous Ogre. They hit, I think it was Lively Dirge from Lotho, and then they hit a Defense Grid from the
nuts.
They hit the Defense Grid from the Rogsai. So at that point, they were like, I'm casting all of them. No answers to any of it. So then they went and they put something into, I think they got to get back something out of their graveyard that then allowed them to do another Atali flip. So they did another Atali. Once they did that Atali, they hit another card from the Lotho that basically said put 1 card into your hand, another one into your graveyard. And at that point, they had Food Chain Squee. And then everybody just like shook hands, wrapped it up. I mean, it was like turn 2, sent it, and the Lotho flips were it was nuts. I mean, It was nuts. I think they had a green and pull floating, so they already had the green they needed. They just needed a Treasonous Ogre to get they're already protected under D-Grid. Nobody had the mana to do anything. The Food Chain comes in, Squee comes in, you win the game at that point. They're just going to do Infinite Atali. It was silly, dude. Silly.
That's wild.
Yeah, but they just got there with Chunky, man. And I mean, that's what the deck, it just looks like it's doing chunky things, honestly.
It's just doing chunky things.
It fully committed to saying, hey, I'm going to Atali as many times as possible, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And they dealt with it.
Dang.
But dude,
they didn't deal with it.
Yeah.
They
had to deal with it. Man, okay, top deck. How are you going to have stickers
but
here,
not
but you can't have Luris as a companion?
It's wild.
Get out of here. But yeah, but no, dude, this list is sick. I actually think it's really, really, really cool. I do like that's a good card. Just talked about Eldrazi's Confluence. That in Atali is really funny. So, yeah, dude, this is just sick. This is so sick. Such a cool list.
Oh yeah, chunky's fun. So congrats, Robert, on first place finish at Still City Spectacular 20K.
Oh man, you got anything else for this mighty fine event?
Well,
there was a lot of stuff.
One, hear me out on this, even though we didn't see it in the top of this event, and we didn't cover the invitational for today.
Yeah.
But we did, not to toot my own horn, but I did say Atali and Sisse were things to watch out for this, during the weekend.
Yeah.
Atali taking first place finish here.
Oh, dude.
I think 2, maybe 3. I think just 2 Sisse.
In the invitation?
In the actual invitation.
Yeah.
And an Atali there.
And an Atali.
So,
Dude, look at this.
Like-
This is crazy. 73 entries from Blue Farm.
Yeah.
36 Rog Thrasses, 14 Rog size, and only one Rog Thrass player made it into actual like top. One Rog side, 4 Blue Farms. I mean, that's good, but golly.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just, man, that is crazy. Only one Ezio entered.
Yep.
20 Sisseys entered and not a
And
one.
not a single
31
one.
Kennons entered, not a one. One Lotho, and they got there.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously with the numbers as far as 500 plus people, like
Yeah,
we're gonna see some diversity within this, but like
for sure.
that number, 73 entries on the Blue Farm one,
Yeah.
and only 4 of them made it into this event. You know, and with all of them, like most of the decks in the top, I feel like trying to be more turbo and trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Now, granted, you know, and this is not to like undersell anyone that performed in this event and did well in this top 16 when I make this statement. But when you have the top 65 players from this season at one event and then in this event having over 500 people,
Yeah.
like it does make me wonder how would this event gone if those other players would have been in it too.
Well, this is fun, but if you actually go to the very bottom of the list to look at some of these other people, you'll see Andy, Kellen, Dio, like some of these people that didn't end up going to this event. They ended up going to a different event.
Yeah.
So I just think that that's really, really funny to think about. Like, there was a lot of people that ended up not going. And I mean, there was a lot of people that just missed top 16. It's crazy that we have an event that's this many people, 514 players, and we only say 16 of you can get in to top 16.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do think that, like, when you look at some of the names that didn't, like Ian, 17th place. Like, the dude's obviously the best. I don't. People can argue, but I think he's the best CEDH player that we have in this whole format. He just consistently. He not only does he consistently do well, but he does well with everything. Like, the dude could literally take a ham sandwich to an event and top 16 with it. So, Blake Gurry, like I recognize some of those names. Like, it's, oh man. I mean, there was a lot of really good decks. I went through and I was curious because I was just going through some of the decks. Our guy on Godo Asika, he was in the list.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the event. So I found the list and I was like, brother, it was so good. But yeah, but no, it was just really cool, man. I think that it's awesome that CEH, like, people are able to host events that are this freaking big.
Yeah.
It just shows you how much the format has grown, how much bigger it's getting. I'm really excited to see where this format ends up after we. I'm curious to see where the format ends up once this season is fully like done. Like, we're done with the top decks invitational stuff. Like, everything is done and we revamp into the new season. I'm curious to see if we have an even bigger jump in like attendance, because that was one of the things that was really interesting where I think that was something Max said, like Wounded. He made a comment that CDH, the attendance in actual tournament play went up 37% from post-ban, which is crazy. Because I remember there for a bit, there was a sentiment that CDH was just going to like die. And it grew 37%. And he made the comment that there's no other industry that you could see grow by 37% and say, oh, that's dying.
Right.
Like, there's no chance. So I just think it's sick. I think it's really, really, really cool.
Well, and I think that's a good conversation for us, because next week I think we'll be talking about whether or not Blue Farm is actually the best deck at our in
That'll
the
be
format.
really exciting.
Like, I think that's a good topic to bring up when we do discuss that, because based on how this weekend went, maybe not with this event, but the other one that, like I said earlier, I think Critical is going to cover more of it. So go check them out.
Yeah. You got anything else though as far as today?
You know, as far as today goes, no, I don't have anything else. But yeah, catch us next week when we talk about the Blue Farm and whether or not it's actually the best. So, so you got anything?
Nope.
I ain't got shit. So if you like what we're doing, you know, make sure you like, subscribe, and as always,
go play some CEDH.
gonna let you talk about it while I check whatever's
Bro,
going on.
hear me out. I run Kamal. Hear me out. I run Kamal Thrasios. And then what you do is the same Cradle Farm strategies, but Kamal can come down and turn your lands into creatures.
Okay.
So then your Cradle begins to tap for even more. And if for some reason you just get into a situation where like you can't, like you're not able to do like your combo strats, your lands are indestructible trample creatures that just get to beat face.
We shall work on this.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I'm here for this. Are you kidding me?
We shall work on this.
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right.
Fuck.